All right, red light's on. Hopefully we are working. The audio's coming through. Hopefully I don't freeze. I did have to get a new cord for my camera for the webcam because it would not connect. I restarted. I kept trying it, unplugging it. I got a new cord to it and it worked. But when I was testing behind the scenes here, it did freeze. So there's always that. Keep you all on your toes. But tonight we're going to do a little sale talk. We're going to do a little Baitcaster talk. I ended up reading an article on Tackle Warehouse, and I kind of furrowed my brow after reading it because of some of the prices of stuff. We'll get into that more. But Dizzle, how's it going up your way? Anything fun going on? Any fishing? Anything lately?
No, not really. Actually, what was it? Last time I went fishing was 2 Sundays ago
Mm.
after our last live,
Mm-hmm.
where I felt as if I was looked down upon because I hadn't tried the mayor. The mayor.
Oh, you haven't thrown that, you peasant.
But I will say, I tried the mayor on Sunday, and I put it on an underspin, and that was the first fish I caught. And what did I send you a picture of? It was like
You sent me a very large one.
I think it was probably, was it 4 pounder?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I want to say it was.
Chris Russ, I do feel sorry for you. He said, please pray for me. My wife asked me to help set up a Christmas tree
Oh
and put lights
Lord.
on it. What in the HE double hockey sticks is wrong with her? In my opinion, Christmas trees shouldn't go up until Christmas Eve, and then they're taken down the day after Christmas. Because I'm a Grinch.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a prick. Yeah, you caught a bit. Didn't you catch a couple more on it that night? The underspin mayor?
Yep, I caught a couple smaller ones. The one I sent you a picture of on my scale was 3.99. So
okay, 4-pounder.
Pretty much 4, yeah. And then I was also throwing the KVD spinnerbait, the one with the extra long skirt that covers the stinger blade.
Yep.
Or the stinger hook. And I caught one that was much bigger than that 4-pounder that I caught earlier that day.
Yeah,
But
you're
the
close to 6.
the stinger hook got just touched its gills a little bit, and it was bleeding a little, so I didn't want to waste the time to put it on a scale. I just got her back in the water and watched her swim off. So,
dude, you're way ahead of me. I have yet to land over a 5 this year. As pathetic as that sounds for some nerd here in Iowa, I haven't broken the 5-pound mark. Had one early this year that was 4 and I don't remember, some change, 4.5, 4 3/4. Haven't broke the old 5-pound mark. So Dinkin with Debo is holding true this year, but I'm not a trophy chaser. What we're here for is fun and gear talk. My fishing lately, I haven't done anything crazy. Went out last weekend and did catch a bunch of crappie, which made me try to go find this. So this was a little wake shallow diver that a subscribed fishing friend made. And I'm sorry, I forget who you are, but he was just getting into it. And this thing looks awesome for him just starting out. I mean, this thing looks sick. He's like, yeah, be kind, give me some feedback. I'm like, dude, this thing looks awesome. I mean, there's a little, if I'm going to be critical, like a couple little things here, but dude, the paint job, everything on this, like this thing looks sick for making this out of your garage, just starting 10,000 times better than I could do. So I thought of that because the crappie were all over, man. It was a blast. Probably 30 crappie I caught. There was a bunch of little ones, of course, but I did bring a stringer of 10 home, fried them up, and it was absolutely delicious. So that'll be a vidgie coming here soon. But it made me think of those because I want to get that little crappie glide out. Tomorrow I'm going out in the kayak, and I have put all the other rods away. I'm only bringing 3 swim baits and a crappie rig. That's it. So I'm forcing myself. I've got a 9-inch paddle tail, big old thick. Actually, do I have
no? That's not 9 inches that you just held up there. Just saying.
Oh yeah, well 9. Yeah, 9. This is what? This is 6 inches. I did bring the little, tie on the little 4.5-inch Berkeley coal shad, weedless. Well, not weedless. The flashy swim, the underspin. So it is weedless, I guess. And then what was the other one? The Spro KGB glide. So we'll take a look at those here in a second. But that's the plan. It's going to be catch a few crappie, bring a stringer home, and then try to swing for the fences and get one big one. Try to beat that 5 pound mark. And I might have to end up throwing this if they're eating the crappie out there. So this thing's pretty sweet. Cool job on that. But tonight, let's talk sales. So I did leave my tackle warehouse link below. Of course, if anybody uses that, I do get a little bit of a kickback each time. If you want to help support me, I appreciate it. If you shop somewhere else, you find better deals, I still love you. But Tackle Warehouse is having their Black Friday sales. They're doing it in like week or 2 week increments. So the first one goes until like November 11th, I think. So this next phase 2 starts November 11th. So you've still got a couple days left on this stuff. Combos, I didn't see really any good combos in there. I think you can get a lot better deal when you go, buy the rod and reel separate. They do have 20% off line. So if you're looking for some new fluorocarbon, they've got the Invisix on sale, the Sniper FC. I do want to try this. Has anybody used the new J Fluoro? I really like the Daiwa J Braid, but now they have a J Fluoro for a pretty good price. So if you were to look at a 200 yard thing of this for some 15 pound.
Just by instinct, you just added it to your cart or what?
No, I wanted to see it with the 20% off. So $11.99.
I thought you were like, oh, second nature. I click on something and add it to the cart.
Oh, this add to cart? Yeah, automatically. This stuff I kind of want to try. The J Fluoro Samurai. They've got some real thin stuff. I was thinking for like BFS, some 4 pound. It's like a camouflage. So it's like a green, brown, yellow fluorocarbon, which is kind of interesting. So if you're throwing around vegetation and stuff, it's supposed to blend in. This is what I use currently on my BFS setup. On one of them, I should say the fluorocarbon one. 5 pound of this stuff is absolutely awesome. It's super soft, but I mean, you're going to pay for it. It's a little bit more pricey. And then, of course, my personal favorite, the P-Line Tactical, that's in here as well. My normal go-to for regular fluorocarbon needs. A little bit more pricey as well, $21 for a 200-yard thing of it, but it's super nice. So they've got some fluorocarbons. They've got braid on sale too. Look for your favorite braids. Monofilament. Yes, they do have Trilene XL in the red box. So if you grab
the cool blue,
it's not the cool blue. I do really like the cool blue. This is just the clear, but you can get a 300-yard thing of this for, what would that be? $8, right? 20% off, $10, $8. $8 for 300 yards of it. Still my favorite monofilament to this day.
It's a pretty gosh darn good deal.
Let's see. What do we have for comments? I have not. Of course, I do want to thank all the members, just like Nate in the house. Owner Hooks have a double sale going on. Oh, I didn't know that. We'll have to look at those. IPA and hops, gross. I do not like dad pops with that. I quit drinking. I don't know if I've said that. I quit drinking back in May, so I have not had a single dad pop or anything since then. I think I'm done with that stuff for the foreseeable future. So, people talking about the braid. Oh, the Mike was talking about the J braid. Sure, the floor is a good quality. I have not used it. I would like to know what people think of it. No, Jermaine says he likes the P-Line Tactical. Is Tackle Warehouse just 24% off certain categories? So worse than when they just had 12. Yeah, I think they were probably getting too overloaded. Now they just have certain categories, Daniel. Yes. So it's not 20% off everything. So they do like 2 week increments, I guess. So yeah, it's not as easy, I guess, to just go on and 20% off anything. But Irish Asian question to chat. Okay, so I will let him go with that. Okay. Well, what else do they have here? Let me go back. So lines, they had terminal stuff. I was looking, I'm like, gosh, I don't need any more stuff, but there's some good buys in terminal. If you're looking for hooks, they have the new BKK hooks out there. I stocked up on some of those. I've been using those more lately. Really good hooks, especially the BFS stuff that I've been using. Really sharp, strong. It's the Chimera and what's the other one? Nemesis or something like that. I forget. But a ton of hooks out here. Somebody said the owners were a double sale. Oh yeah, so it looks like they're already a little bit off plus the 20%. So if you're looking at like a 1/0, let's say size 1 for drop shot, cover shot. Why does it keep doing that? Am I not clicking? Oh, there we go. 463. It's not bad. A couple bucks off. So they've got that. Weights, if you're looking for tungsten, they've got tungsten on sale. Jig heads, your rigging stuff, peg stops or bobber stops, all that stuff. Apparel and sunglasses. I didn't really see anything in there. If you're looking for like bibs or a hat, that kind of stuff, but I didn't look through like shirts and all that stuff. And then jigs, Randall. Are you going to spend allowance on jigs here? Ball head jigs. What do they got?
What do they got?
Do they have the War Eagles? Oh, they're alphabetical. Oh, no War Eagles. Boo. Boo. I'm trying to think. Are there any other good ball head ones that you've used? Sandtone. These ones. These are the other ones that we've used that we really liked. They come in 5/16.
Okay. I think I've used those jewels also.
So
I think
these are really good. And then the jewel ones.
I think so.
With the wire?
No, they don't have a wire. They had the plastic, whatever
right here.
Call it. Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah, I remember you saying that with like the red eyes or whatever.
Yeah, I've used those.
And they come in 5/16.
I must have gotten a bunch of those somewhere at one point in time. But yeah, those work.
Hot peanut butter.
Well,
they got a bunch of colors too. Holy crap. TW pumpkins.
Do you like spicy jelly? Just random question. Thinking of hot peanut butter. Yeah,
I do like spicy jelly on a little bit of cracker and some cream cheese. Delicious.
I used to work with this girl, and she grew a bunch of hot peppers, and she made me like Carolina Reaper jelly and stuff like that. Scorpion. I don't remember what the scorpion pepper jelly was, but those things were amazing, and I would make breakfast in the morning. Put that on a breakfast sandwich. Amazing.
Sounds a little rough, a little hot. Let's see. So that's the sales. I did want to go over that real quick. Like I said, if you use my link below, I appreciate it. If you get it somewhere else.
Does it show the other? Sorry, does it show the other categories of the sales for the upcoming?
It does, yeah. So after the 11th, so the 11th through I don't know whatever date, they've got rods, which would be good. Soft baits, spanner baits, buzz baits, umbrella rigs, accessories, and frogs. Reels, hard baits, swim baits, lure making, and then storage. That starts 11/22. And then is there another one? Oh, that's the one that runs 11/22 to December 3rd.
Gotcha.
So I don't know if I have like a Christmas sale or not. Usually they have like the 20 days of Christmas or whatever. I don't know if they're doing that, but yeah, some decent sales. Well, what the meat and taters of tonight is, as I was perusing through the Tackle Warehouse stuff, I noticed this popped up. Best casting reels of 2024. And I thought, this would be interesting. I wonder what some of my picks would rate, how they kind of rank with these. And I was a bit surprised. Once I started going through this, I was like, because a little bit higher priced, which I get, if you're saying, hey, I'm just going to pick whatever. But I kind of wanted to do the picks of how, I guess, kind of a regular angler, I don't know, maybe a little bit more than the weekend fisherman would kind of pick stuff through kind of the beginner-ish price to the mid price. Because, well, I'll spoil it now. I went through the whole list and only 2 of the reels are under $200 in their choices. So I'm like, woo, little pricey. So I figured we'd go through this, do some real talk, and see kind of where we would rank stuff. So best overall casting reel, they picked the Steez SVTW. And if we go to that, that's a $750 reel. Yeah. As best overall. Now for me, mine is going to be pricey, but this is going to be the priciest one since this is kind of how they did it. The height of my price would be, Dizzle, do you know what my pick's going to be?
I'm thinking it's probably like a Metanium or something.
No, Randall, come on. You know better than that. My top pick for best of the best is going to be the Zillion. I think hands down, one of the best casting reels ever made for what you get at the price, especially now when you can get sales. People were saying they're getting them on Amazon from like the Daiwa site for like 250
Mm-hmm.
bucks.
Hey,
You know, of
don't you
course,
still have my Zillion, my left-handed retrieve one?
yeah, over there. You know, you can get them straight from Japan now for, you know, 250 bucks. But you know, as an overall reel, this is it. The only thing I hate is that staring you right in the face, the little tiny sissy handles. Hate
Mm-hmm.
those. But everything else, man, super smooth. Cast the thing a mile. And I still remember the first time I casted it, I was looking at it like something feels wrong. Like this feels strange. So yeah, my overall, I'm going a little bit more pricey, but you can get it on sale. 250 to
Uh,
350. Yeah.
Kraken Bass wanted to
Overnight
know
part.
overnighted straight from Japan.
Straight from Japan. Yeah, we can get those parts straight from Japan. Great movie. R.I.P. Paul Walker. So
Mm-hmm.
what do you think? Your best overall reel pick? What would you guys pick? Now, if I'm going like more of a budget best overall, I think I would probably have to pick the Corrado. I think
Mm.
that's a great do-it-all. It's smooth. It's a 200 size. So you can fish about anything on it. Just kind of as an overall, you know, do anything
What are
at what? What's the M? 199. So those have gone up a little
Yeah, I
bit.
was
They
gonna
always
say,
used to be 179.
right. Great reel. I
But
mean, great workhorse of a reel. You could really do anything with it. Amazing.
and this does have the MGL spool too. So you are getting some of that technology trickling down the MGL3 spool in that one, which is really nice.
A lot of
What's
people are
chat
saying
saying here?
Corrados. Corrados.
Corrado. Okay.
There was a
Corrado.
Tatula.
Tatula. Yeah. Zillion. David, I like the way you think, my friend. SVTW versus Corrado. That's going to come in here in just a second, Kelvin. Good question. Rob says I have two of the JDM Zillion HDs. Huge fan of them. 100mm handle, all black. Ooh, those would be cool. I don't dabble a ton in the JDM gear. I've got a Scorpion. Had the Scorpion DC. Rob got that one. I ended up giving that over to him for as much as he's donated to the channel. I think he won it for something. Also, my old lady's got some work friends over in case it gets a little rowdy that you can hear here, but they had their little Friendsgiving get together. But pay no attention to the man behind the curtain up there. Corrado, yes, we had Corrado picks, some Tatulas. Okay, so yeah, I would think for what we were looking at, I think we're right in the ballpark of what other people are thinking, looking at. Now, would my best overall be the 750 Steez? Haven't used it. Maybe after I use it, I would say yes, this is worth $300 more than a Zillion, but I really, really, really doubt it. No
So what
doubt
are
that's
they?
probably a great reel, but
Did the article that you read, did it give a breakdown as to like their reasoning as to why, or
yeah. So they just said right here, all the reels in this
oh,
category. Am I sharing? Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
you are.
Are packed with the manufacturer's leading technologies. We define the best overall as an angler would select if they're focused on performance and not concerned about price. Oh, okay. Well, that makes more sense than I didn't read that. So best overall, this saying if you're not concerned about price, you just want the best one out there. I kind of feel like they just filtered by price and picked the most expensive one
Yeah.
because their honorable mentions are, oh, the Steez A that's only 650. That's just an honorable mention. The Xenon, the Antares, and then the Luz
I've
Elite TI.
literally heard nothing about anybody using the Xenon at all.
I really like the Xenon X. They're too pricey. They're great reels. I've got two of them. I got one for like dirt cheap used.
Mm-hmm.
I forget which one it is. And then I got the Xenon X on sale, but I think it's still like a $300 reel, you know, and I got it like 40% off. But I think they're just too expensive, but they're really good reels. It's too bad.
Yeah, that's
So that's the we'll spend anything amount. Okay, so maybe I need to read
right.
more on this. Okay, so best value. This is going to be a big one for me because this is really where I like to go. Is I don't mind spending a little bit more on gear if it's going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
I've done the thing of I'm going to try to find the really cheap stuff and find the best like cheap one out there, and it ends up backfiring a lot of the time. Now, I'm not saying you can't find good deals, because you certainly can. But I think this is like where most regular anglers, I think this is where the meat and potatoes is the best overall, like, bang for your buck. So they're saying best bang for the buck is the Daiwa Tatula SV TW. So this was the old Tatula 103. So this is the one that they're discontinuing. $199 reel. It's actually on sale for $189. I think there was places that had them on sale for like $99. So you might look around. I think Omnia had like a going out of stock thing for like $99, but these are being replaced. So keep an eye out. You might find a better deal on this somewhere. But yeah, it had the aluminum frame. It had I thought this one had the SV spool. Great reel, 6.7 ounces. I know a lot of people that said they would have a fleet of these. I think Chris, even if he's on, love this reel. But yeah, very, very popular reel. That used to be the price when you would start to see the SV stuff. Now I think it's over that. I don't think there's an SV less than 200, if I'm remembering right, in the Tatula lineup. Their honorable mentions were the Zada, which I am not a fan of the Zada. I'm sorry. The reel was okay, but for the price, $189, it's graphite frame and side plates. Like, come on, Abu. You can do much better than that. In fact, the new Revo Gen, what would that be? Gen 5s? SX, I think is their best all-around reel. I absolutely love that reel. We'll just look at it real quick because I don't ever hear anybody talking about it. And I think they knocked that one out of the ballpark. It's a little bit more expensive than what I wish. So I think it's $189, $169. So I really wish they could have got this to like $150, and I feel like people would have been a lot more receptive. Maybe that's just me. Clearly, I'm not the marketing guy for them, but awesome reel. And I just don't see anybody talk about it. It's got the big, huge handle knobs, solid in frame, aluminum frame, solid feel in hand, because they changed the like contours of it, so it kind of contours with your finger as you wrap it around there. But for my pick for Abu's, really, really like that one. Now, when we go back to their honorable mentions, the Tournament Pro LFS, that was a really good reel too. I didn't have any complaints with that. Didn't love the handles on it, but Luz, I think, did really good there. I found this one strange that the 13 Inception G2 was on there, and the same for the 7. Oh, and I didn't notice you could scroll. Oh my gosh.
Oh, Lord.
So they've probably got a whole bunch of picks in here. The Hakai, the Kistler. I feel really bad because I had the Kistler, whatever the one above this was, for so long, never used it, and it's actually a really nice reel. There's the Karate. Okay, so I would agree with that. And then the Tatula SV TW 150. So
go back up and see if there's any more underneath the overall high price.
Oh, there was not. No.
Okay.
So best bang for the buck. I think that's 100% where the Karate K or M should be. I don't feel like people talk enough about the Tatula 150. If you want a reel that has aluminum frame and an aluminum handle side plate for $170 now, are they? And the reason I point that out is because if you want like a great frogging reel, a flipping reel, jig reel, punch reel, yeah, $179. This is it. And I love those old grips, like the regular. Does it show them? No, it doesn't show the shape. That kind of like oblong dial ones. But yeah, aluminum frame and aluminum side plate. So if you want something a little bit heavier duty, great for smaller swim baits too. If you don't need a ton of line capacity, you can easily throw a 17-pound line on that, 20-pound, and do perfectly fine unless you're looking to huck some gigantic baits out there with 85-pound braid or something. But Tatula 150, I feel like that doesn't get enough love. Also the Tatula 100, best bang for the buck. This thing, I mean, I'm really impressed with this one and the new SV one, which I think are $220. I could easily fish a fleet of these. This is kind of my price point, 150, 170. The trickle down for technology. I mean, back in the day, if you were looking at a really good reel for like $200, there was a huge difference between those $200 and $100 reels. Now that like 150, 170, Like you can get such a good reel for that price now. What else do we have for comments? I'm jumping over here. Dizzle, any thoughts? Best kind of do it all overall pick?
I mean, I'm more of I'd go with the Corrado as well. There's a lot of comments on Corrado. I did throw a couple of I think there were questions in the private chat and StreamYard also, just FYI.
Okay. Mike asked if anybody's used the Tatula Elite pitch and flip. I've got the Tatula Elite, but I just got the regular one. You got the pitch and flip, right?
I do have the pitch and flip. I did have a little bit of an issue with getting the brakes and everything kind of set right. It's, I mean, perfect for what it's supposed to do, pitching and flipping. But, even, sometimes with a pitch and flip, you have to, make a long cast and bomb it out there and really kind of reset your spool a little bit. Your line's going to dig down if you're setting the hook and things. And I was having issues with that. Like just backlashing, not even necessarily backlashing, but over spooling. And I couldn't necessarily get that to stop happening. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't backlashing, but I was having to go like all the way down to the back end to get everything straightened back out. So
that's rough.
That's my only issue with it.
Yeah, I guess my only issue, speaking of the Tatula Elites, I've had a couple Daiwas come completely bone dry, and that was one of them. I was like, dude, this thing is a piece of junk. Like, it was noisy when I would cast it, and I'm like, dude, this doesn't seem right. I ended up taking it apart and lubing it, greasing it and everything, and it was 180 degrees different, completely flipped around, super smooth, casted really, really well then. So yeah, I don't know what the deal is with Daiwa sending some stuff dry, but yeah, they've got some great reels. The right in that 170-ish, close to $200. There was also people saying, yeah, the SB 100. A couple other people said the Tatula 100. Also, multiple votes for the SLX MGL. I'd have to agree, especially if you tend to err on the side of I usually throw lighter stuff because it has that MGL spool. Those 70s are so dang nice. And then you're at like what 100 and what are the 170, 150? What are those? Oh no, they're 149. Yeah, 149, which is a great deal. See, $150, you get the MGL spool in it, cast light stuff. Awesome, absolutely awesome. Only drawback is it does have the smaller spool, so if you're looking to throw, heavier line, you're not going to be able to have a ton of line capacity. But that's not what this is meant for. So yeah, I would agree on that. Best bang for the buck. I think we're right there. I think we kind of hit the nail with multiple ones there. Let me go back here instead of hitting back 17,000 times. Let me see. What questions do we have? Service unavailable.
Oh, man.
New York City.
New York City.
Ah, that's big finesse. It's real. What? Oh my gosh, what's happening?
Oh my God.
3 error.
What's going on?
Oh my gosh. Attack Warehouse is going to crash on us right now.
I think it's you. Oh no,
is it mine?
It's Tackle Warehouse. I just tried refreshing it and it didn't work either.
Did we break it? Do we have everybody on Tackle Warehouse right now? We just broke the website. Hey, there we go. Okay.
Just broke it.
Let's see. Michael Stake said, Debo, have you seen the BKOCD hook storage? Oh yeah, the BKK hook storage thing is awesome. Yeah, like $300, but you get all the different hooks and stuff. That was something we looked at.
Oh yeah. When did that?
iCast.
That was yeah, iCast. Deal. Those things were awesome.
Yeah, super organized. Great if you have a boat, like for a kayak and stuff. It doesn't really make sense. More of a boat deal, but really nice. Ballistic Sam said winter is coming. That means reel cleaning. Is there a difference? Is there a difference in maintaining cheaper reels versus more expensive reels as far as lube and cleaning? Not for me. Nope. Not at all. I use, actually, that's going to be one of the sales coming up here too. They're going to have 20% off of that stuff. Because I was just looking at that the other day. And the nice thing about the cleaning stuff is under accessories. You use so little of it that, I mean, it lasts forever. I am
Mm-hmm.
right now actually using the Lose Real Oil. I guess either one of these, I think they're the same thing.
Yeah.
Have really liked it for oil because it's got the little pinpoint
Yep.
applicator deal.
I have the
Really
other
like
one
that.
that I use,
This one.
the one with the yep.
Yeah,
I
I
actually
like
do
it a
have
lot.
there's an Abu Garcia like kit
This thing.
that I think, yeah, that thing. That thing's pretty neat for everything that it comes with.
I do like
Um,
that it has everything together. I just didn't like the Abu grease.
yeah,
I
yep.
felt like it was
I
too
would.
thin.
I've never. Who am I kidding? I bought it for no apparent reason whatsoever, so I don't clean my reels.
I bought it 4 years ago and I've never cleaned it. And I didn't like the real butter stuff. Not at all. This stuff is really good. Really like that. I've been using it. This has been my go-to for years and years and years. This thing will last you forever too. This little tub
Mm,
for grease, really sticky. I really like that for the main gear. Some of the greases, I feel like they're just too thin and they don't give a good coating to the gear. But
mm-hmm,
yeah, this stuff will be on sale soon. Grab that, grab a thing of oil, one of these or something, or grab this grease, and you'll be set for a long time. That stuff lasts forever because you're using just tiny amounts. So, nope, I don't treat my high end stuff any different than my normal stuff. All the same grease and oil. Okay, so what was their next category? So we did the bang for your buck, best budget. This was the one I agreed with. I was like, it's either to me. I've sang that song how many times? SLX or the Lose LFS for $100. I think they're
mm-hmm.
right on with that pick. The CR80, I think the CC80 for $50 is a better buy. To me, there's no sense in spending the extra 20. This reel doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. I will take the Revo Max X for $50, get it on sale for 40. Haven't
Hmm.
used the Maverick, don't know anything about it. 13 Fishing Origin F1, haven't used that one. Skeet Reese, haven't used it. Quantum 100, haven't used it. Losing those two. That's the new one. Yeah, and I still don't know. Did they fix and figure out? Because there were multiple reports. People were saying, no, this one's all going to be graphite frame and body. Somebody else told me that it was supposed to still be the aluminum frame. Here. Aluminum frame and graphite side plates. Gosh, I hope so. It better be. I did see on the new ones, they've got the new handles. I'm guessing those are the same handles that are on like the BB1 that they came out with, 2 years ago? Kind of got the contour to them instead of being the normal flat loose ones. Kind of contour up, give you something to kind of grab onto. But nothing, I mean, earth shattering. It's not the regular, magnetic dial on the outside. A little bit different look to that, kind of hidden away in there. But nothing earth shattering with it. Maybe just a little bit of change to the frame. I definitely will try one. Oh, and they are in stock. Huh. I
Hmm.
wonder if that'll be on sale when the reels go on sale. I'll have to check. They've got them in stock. I didn't see that before. I'm gonna have to pick up one of those. So yeah, the Lose LFS or that. I mean, I don't know what's chat saying out here. What do you guys think?
They're still kind of on the cleaning stuff. I'm in the same boat as Kraken Bass. Kraken Bass said, even with YouTube videos, I'm scared to take apart a reel, clean it, and not get it back together correctly. That and my other issue, concern, worry is I cracked a reel putting it back together. Um, Oopsies. Yeah, I was tightening one of the screws and I guess must have had an extra bowl of Wheaties that day because I cracked it.
Crack the graphite side plate. Yeah, you got to be careful. Can't
Mhm.
hold tighten those there, Dizzle. Crado MGL. Oh, I was thinking, just is that the 150? Is that one an MGL too? I was going to say that's one I need to use more. Is the 150 Corrado? I kind of forget I have that one. But yeah, that's a great do it all too. That could be a good bang for the buck as well, especially if you want just a little bit smaller feel in hand, a little bit smaller than that 200 size. Love the pitch and flip handle. Yes, I got to try that with Dizzles
Mhm.
actually. Now that I'm thinking about that, and I did really like that. The
The grips.
Tattoo Elite pitch and flip. Yep, that handle, great.
Mhm. Agreed.
Let's see. Oh, just fishing. Interesting. I hate the feel of the SLX in hand. Does it feel too small for you? Just fishing. Do you have a little bit bigger hands? You might like the Daiwas then. I know some people, if they have a little bit bigger hands, can feel a little bit small.
I do notice some of the smaller reels. God, I'm trying to
Chat
think of
killed the
which.
site.
It was I think it was an Abu, one of the Abus that I have. It's a little bit smaller sized, and one thing that I kind of get, like, I hold it too tightly, because I feel, just a smaller reel, you kind of have to put your hand more around it to get a better grasp on it, and my hand ended up hurting throughout the day just because it was too
On which
small.
one?
So I don't remember. It was one of the Abus that I have,
Hmm.
um,
Hmm.
and it was just too small of a profile, and I don't know. It's just subconsciously, I guess I was holding on to it a little too tightly.
So yeah, reel cleaning.
Mhm.
Gator's got a question here. Gator, how are you? He
Yeah.
says, do you clean all your reels annual or just wait until issues arise? No, well, I'll be honest. Now I've got more than I should, so I don't do it annually, but I used to do it twice a year. I would do it right at the beginning before, and I would always kind of do it through summer after they got completely gross. But if even
Mhm.
if you're doing it just once a year is best, yeah, it's preventative maintenance, just like changing the oil in your car. Be proactive about it. Don't wait till something comes up, because once you start getting metal on metal, that's when you'll start to get
Mhm.
shavings, or it'll wear and chip, that kind of stuff. So oh, the SLX is just too blocky. I have smallish hands. Okay.
Mm.
Um, I would say if you have smaller hands, I'm trying to think what's probably one of the best small frames. The Shimano MGL 70 is smaller. You might also like the Daiwa stuff. Actually, the Daiwa Tattoo 80 or 70 just fishing. A little bit more pricey, 200-ish dollars, somewhere in there, 220. But they are small. Do I still have one sitting? I had one over there. I don't know if I still do. I can look here in a second, but have really like those. I use the 70 for like my jerk baits, little top waters. Really comfortable, when you're working a reel in hand versus just,
Mhm.
throwing something out and reeling it. It doesn't have to be super small, but like when I'm working something where, it's moving in the hand, I want to make sure it's super, super comfortable. Comfortable.
Mhm.
Let's see. Picked up Arid X for my underspins like we talked about. It's been great for awesome to hear, Lindsay. Yeah, the Airdex, excellent
Mhm.
budget rod.
Oh, yeah. Well, we talked
Yeah,
about that
Josh just
last
sold
time.
the
It was
80.
60 bucks, 70 bucks, something like that?
Mm,
50 or 60? I don't know.
just fishing. Big fan of the Zillions or the Alphas. Oh yeah, what's the other? Isn't there a small one? Shimano has Aldebaran. The Aldebaran, they have a really small one too. The Aldebaran 70 or whatever. I have, so Cody says I have smaller size hands too. Lose fits my hand pretty well. Yeah, Lose are a little bit smaller. Yeah, James, I agree. Yeah, the Worm Gear and Paul are
Mhm.
need that grease. Constantly working when you're grinding. Let's see. So on this one, what else? Okay, so what are your picks, Dizzle? Do you have anything else different from those?
No, I think that was a lot of those I haven't tried. I mean, it's, if I go out fishing with you and you have one, I try them. But yeah, I think that's probably their number one was probably right on board with what I would have chosen for that category. Oh, geez, here we go.
So now, so now this one. So I clearly haven't used enough of these to have a dog in the fight, but I'm guessing it's going to be on. Oh, it is. So far for what I've tested, I think this is the best bang for the buck out there. Is the Arc BFS. 150 bucks. Cast like a dream. It's got the really small, wiffled, tiny, shallow spool. It's easy to adjust. There's nothing weird with it. It's just a meat and potatoes, good casting BFS reel. That's got my vote. That's what I'm putting up there for the best. I've got an Aldebaran. It's not the BFS one. Um, I think that's it. I think that's going to be it for me. The SLX BFS, I really liked. Mine came cracked. Speaking of that, Dizzle, my handle
Hmm.
side plate was cracked. Um, I really liked it, but I think the Arc does a better job casting light stuff, and it's cheaper. I think the SLX BFS is like 200-ish. Dizzle, quit looking off into space. You know this is your
No,
favorite category
I'm
here.
looking at the comments here, and I was just waiting for a pause in the in your explanation of your newfound love to say my favorite is a spinning reel.
There you go. Nothing special for that. And just whip out your spinning reel, and you don't have to worry about the BFS baloney. So here's one for people with smaller hands. This is speaking of best low profile 70 to 150 size. So they picked the new Metanium DC. I have heard from a lot of people that this is an excellent reel. It should be for $500, but I have heard a lot of people say, "Whoops." I have heard a lot of people say that is a really, really good reel. Now, and some of these, the Okuma X, I actually just got my hands on one of these. I'm excited to try it because it is really small in hand, really small, light, good feeling. The Concept Z, man, I like this reel. I feel like people kind of talk crap about it. It was really hard to get dialed in. I'm not going to lie. Like, somebody had said they changed the brake material. So, I mean, I had to have the brakes quite a ways up because I was just slinging stuff out there and poof, backlash.
You had one of the older ones, didn't you? Concept
Um,
Z's? Or you've had yours for a while, I should say?
I did have the Concept Z. Yeah, the regular one that was the gross kind of orangish pink. But I also had this one. Yeah, this is the one with the little slide thing on it. Remember, you could slide it and it would like
the go down a
this deal.
size.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which I thought that was kind of cool. Basically, you slide this up and it gives you one extra brake power if there's a little bit of wind. How much that actually comes into play, you use it, I don't know. But yeah, I actually like that reel. Once I got it set, man, you could sling a bait. But I feel like that one just didn't get the love it deserved. I have not tried any of the baits. They're just so expensive. I've not ventured that way yet.
$375 for that one? That's, I mean, I
Yeah.
thought they were way more expensive than that.
Oh,
I mean, not saying
no.
that that's not expensive, but
I just haven't found deals on them too. I guess that's the other thing is they don't ever go on sale.
Does anybody sell them like from like a third party standpoint? Like, can you get them on Tackle Warehouse?
Yeah, they're right here. That's what I was just pointing at.
I didn't know if that was just a picture. Yeah. Okay.
Oh no.
Hey,
Yeah, this is them.
stop yelling at me. I've only ever been to their website to look at them.
Oh, this is this or the 70 for the money is probably going to be my vote here. Now they're also talking about that size of reel. The SLX MGL 70 would go here, but it's right at the edge of that 150 size because it's still a 150 size frame for those. All the SLXs are 150 size. So it's got the 70 size spool. But if I'm talking about like whoever that was before, was that Mike? I'm sorry, I forget who that was. Talking about, somebody with smaller hands, I'm thinking small frame, either the 80 or 70 Tatula, which is, and I get this question a lot too. What is the difference? If I'm looking at these, Debo, what am I thinking? The 80 to me is going to be like the compact pitch flip jig, smaller size. It's got the aluminum frame, aluminum handle side plate, does all that stuff really well. I mean, you can cast and stuff with it too. It casts really well. Spinner baits, any of that. But to me, this is like the little tank of a jig. I'm setting hooks hard. The 70, I think it does have the aluminum side plate and stuff. So it would honestly probably do just fine with that. But for me, the big difference is it's got the SV spool in it. So it's meant for those lighter baits. I don't know if the frame size, the 70 feels smaller in hand to me. I don't know if it actually is or not. But if I'm throwing the lighter baits, so like I was saying before, my smaller jerk baits, top waters, like little poppers, smaller crankbaits, that's when I would go to this. So one's kind of more of the power. This one's more of the finesse. Does it say? Oh yeah, it does have the aluminum frame and side plate. So this would handle all your jigs and all that stuff just as well. But with that SV spool, it's meant for lighter things. So that's kind of the difference between.
Anthony Vegas said American Legacy has Bates Reels 20% off on their Black Friday sale.
Ooh. Well, there you go. If you're looking at one of these babies, go check out American Legacy. I think somebody said they had Gramps, maybe they had 25% off their used stuff too, which is a steal of a deal because their used stuff is always pretty good priced anyway. Gary, man, that's one I've not used. Gramps said that. Somebody else said that was one of their bestest favorite reels ever is the SLX DC XT. I have not used one. I'm gonna have to end up buying one of those. It's a JDM reel, so we don't have it over here in our market. But yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that. Ruben, I want to get some more of the budget version ones. Fenwick actually sent me one of the world class ones, which is one of the more expensive ones. Said, hey, give us your honest feedback. So far, everybody that I've talked to said that those rods are awesome, which they should be because I think they're $350 for one of those rods. But I need to do a review on that. But yeah, the rod is awesome. But I want to try some of the more budget, like $99 ones. I want to pick up. And see how they are. I saw that Jeff and Paul, aggressively average anglers, have been testing some of those.
I've used some of the older Fenwicks. I mean, I couldn't even tell you what they were anymore, but they were great rods.
Yeah, and that's a great point on that too. Just fishing, I completely forgot to add that. Heavier line, thicker line, yeah, like for your jigs or bigger line, correct. More line capacity on there too. Yes, good point. Thank you. David, the drag argument spoon. Gary, man, Gary's really in here for the spam on that.
Yeah.
Oh, Amazon for $1.99, huh? I'll have to check that out. I've been burned by Amazon buying reels and stuff there. I don't do it. People have said they've been buying there and it's been fine, but I was screwed buying a couple. I bought like a Corrado or something like way back. I think it was like right when the K came out and they had some for like $60 off, and it wasn't even a Shimano reel. It was some Chinese BS reel. I'm like, what the hell? So, okay. So best all-purpose reel in the 150 to 200 size. This was going to be on my list. Not this one, but it was one of the Revos, which was the SX. Not the Premier. I think this one's like 300. So I haven't even used this one. But as far as like a good do-it-all, I really like the feel of the new Revos in hand. Casting it does great. Flip and pitch I've used it for. Great all-around reel in that 150, 200 size. I'm sure we're going to see the Corrado on here again, which, we didn't. They put that in the best bang for the buck. So they also said the Concept A3, the Revo STX. Okay, so they did have this one. The SX is just a step below this one. So if you're not concerned about price, yeah, take the STX, I guess. I think this is the first one in the Abu line that has the aluminum frame and aluminum handle side plate.
I'm sorry, which category is this? The best
aluminum frame.
150 and up size, or?
Yeah, 150 to 200 size.
Okay.
So kind of your do-it-all. Most of the Baitcasters are that 150, 200. I do like the Daiwa Tatula 200. That was my frog reel for a long time. If you're putting 65-pound braid on that, the bigger line capacity. I do have a Super Duty. That's actually my like smaller swim bait reel. And the Metanium MGL. Interesting that ended up here in the best 150 to 200s for $450. Good reel. I still feel like the Zillion's better at $100 less. So I am not the guy to talk to here. I'm clearly not the big bait swim bait guy.
I wouldn't even buy that. I wouldn't even buy that reel on the main picture there. It's broken. It's missing one of the sides of the handle.
It's only got one side of the handle. What the hell's wrong with it? Yeah, as far as these, I do have the Komodo, which do they even have that in here? They don't even have it in here. The Okuma Komodo did fine for me for the number of times that I've thrown it. This one I actually like a lot from Lew's. Feels very similar to their regular platform, just a little bit bigger, more line capacity. But yeah, all these others I haven't used. I would really be willing to bet that the Corrado 3 or the Corrado 300K would be right up there. These come with the slightly bigger handles on it too.
Those handles don't look appealing whatsoever. The grips on those?
They feel good actually. If you get the old Corrado K and the 5-speed, I don't know where that one's at, but the 5-speed one for like cranking has these bigger handles, and I actually really like them. They're not contoured like the regular Corrado handles, but I personally
they look rigid.
Rigid. So yeah, I don't know what else to tell you all there. I think there were some people asking big swim bait question. No. Oh, me too, said I have as well. They sent me a used Corrado DC with braided line. They just left the line on it
Off of
too.
Amazon?
Jeez. Yeah. Yes, that's what just fishing. That's what somebody was saying too, is make sure you go to the Daiwa store. I have not done that. I wonder if Shimano has a store on there too. Because really anybody could be selling stuff, and that's probably what happened is I bought somebody that just had a different reel,
Oh,
threw it in
yeah.
and sold it as that, I guess. Super light tournament, mostly fish with 100 size reels, just fishing says. Oh, yep, that was just fishing from before. Chris, what kind of measuring board do you recommend for measuring your bass fish? I don't know, Chris. I don't measure bass. So that's your call. Oh yeah, they have the Tatula 300 too. I've not used that one, but that would be a good pick for the. Did they have that one on there? Did I just miss that on the list? Oh, they didn't have it on there. Even the Tatula 200, I know it's not a big swim bait reel, 300 plus, but if you're looking for a lot of the smaller, swim bait, I'm smaller, quote unquote. I'm saying like 4 ounces and below. Those are, I know for a lot of people, the smaller ones. To me, that's like a big one, but yeah. Round casting reels, I don't even use. I'm trying to think, do I even own any more of these? I know the Calcutta Conquest from Shimano is like the big one that the swim bait guys throw. Cardiff is like the more budget version. I don't even use one of these anymore. These to me are like back in the day when Abu had the old ambassadors. These, yeah, I don't know. Does anybody still use those? I don't use those.
I don't think so.
But Bates made one, kind of cool, like a little OG small one. Best saltwater, can't help you there. I don't fish the saltwater. There's the Komodo though. That's the one I was using for my swim bait reel, 200 size. Best inshore, same thing. Can't help you there. I don't do inshore fishing. Tranks, I hear a lot of people talk about the Tranks as being a best overall. And that's it. That's the end of the list. So what do y'all think? What were Tackle Warehouse picks versus what kind of I would pick? And this, it's really the same stuff that I've kind of preached to y'all for really anytime we get into gear talk. I wouldn't change most of my answers.
It really seemed like a lot of their list was, kind of how you said, though, on the first category, where they just went to the higher priced or the more expensive reels and just kind of chose them and touched on a few of the talking points on each one that is the most expensive. We've talked about it. You've talked about it 100 times. There's some great reels out there that aren't going to break the old pocketbook.
Tranks is Tatula 200 is about the size of the Corrado 300. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't own a Corrado 300, so I can't compare those. Victor still uses the round reels. Good inshore reels, David says, the Tranks or the Lexa. Somebody else was talking about the Lexa. Mr. Critchley in the house. What's up, gang? On my break for a few. Mr. Critchley, thanks for hopping in. So what else we got for gear talk? Any other? I'm going to open questions up. I will do a giveaway here in just a couple minutes. Bunch of lures, try to hook somebody up out there.
I did come up with a question as you were talking. You used the phrase a couple of times where you would convert your fleet. Would there ever be a point in time that you would convert your entire fleet over to one specific brand, like whether it be a specific reel, a specific rod, anything? I mean, say you weren't doing this YouTube thing anymore, where it was kind of a part of what you do for videos is do gear reviews and things.
Right.
Is there a brand that you would like actually consider? I'm gonna stick with this one. And again, I don't want to throw out there regardless of price because everybody would go to the top of the list, but personal preference wise.
Yeah, I'm kind of a Daiwa fanboy. So I would, if Daiwa were to offer me a job and I had to work there and use their whole fleet, I wouldn't be sad about it. If I got hired on and then Daiwa was like, we just want you to talk about our reels, I wouldn't be upset about that. I find myself gravitating toward Daiwa. I don't know why. I mean, I have zero affiliation with them. I've never talked to any of them. They've never sent me anything. They just fit my hands well. I like the casting. Yeah, the Tatula 100, the new one that they came out with, really, really like that at $170. That 150 to 170, the Tatula 150, 200, 100, I think they're all really good reels. Shimano, of course, makes great stuff. Luz, Abu actually makes a lot of good reels too. So, but yeah, if I were to choose one, it'd be Daiwa.
It loses a not very. I don't know. They went through some changes a while back, didn't they? Where they
Yeah, well, they got
stopped.
bought out by they came under new management with was it who was it that owned Strike King and Luz and all those? I forget.
Oh
Is it
yeah,
Rather or Great Outdoors or whatever the hell the name of it is?
I
Yeah,
think it's Radford. But yeah,
I've heard mixed stories. Yeah, after that happened, but
and
I
it
feel like
seems
they're
like
like
as
go
far
ahead.
as
Rather,
like
yeah.
social medias,
That's
I feel
exactly
like
what I was gonna
they've
say.
stopped
They're
promoting with people.
Yeah, like their whole marketing campaign, I feel like we used to see a ton of it. Well, I mean,
Hmm.
and that's probably with the new ownership because you saw how many of those guys that used to be Lose Pros. If you were to look at Lose Pro staff, it has to be absolutely ungodly, outrageous number of
Hmm.
free things that they're sending out. Because you look at like the amateur levels, the pros, like there were so freaking many people with Lose. It's like they had to have just been hemorrhaging money sending out. And I'm not talking about paying people, they were paying pros and
Just
all that. I'm just talking
merch,
about, yeah, like, hey,
gear.
we'll
Yeah.
send you 10 reels for this fishing season and we'll sponsor you or whatever. So I don't
Hmm.
know, pretty crazy, but yeah, I would. How about you? Do you have, I'm pretty sure I know your answer, but
I like Shimano's for reels. They're pretty darn good.
the guy that
Um,
had never used a Shimano after 4 years ago ended up finally getting one. Now he's like,
no, I
well,
I have I've had Shimano's for quite a while. I haven't used the
have you? Oh, okay.
Daiwas.
Oh, that's what it
Um,
was. Yeah, you're right.
yeah,
I'm sorry. My bad.
because of the Daiwa spinning reel fiasco back in
That's hanging out in I
'90s
cleaned up my shop.
or oh,
You'd
yeah?
be proud of me. Yeah, I cleaned up all my whole bait making side of all that over there. I
Oh,
put
yeah.
little lips where where there were stupid glitters and things were. Every time you'd shut my garage door, all those glitters and stuff that were on the wall,
Oh,
the little things
Jesus.
would fall. So I put a little lip on it, cleaned all that up. I made a little spot to hang your Daiwa reel there.
That's
Uh,
amazing.
yeah.
But, yeah, since the Daiwa incident of '01, um, I hadn't ventured back into it, but, yeah, Shimano probably.
Speaking of actually on that same train of thought, I would convert my whole fleet over out of the Dobbins rods. Best bang for the buck. I could be completely happy with all Cadence, Dave, if that helps. Run a little bit softer for the two that I have. I don't have like an actual flipping one. Both of mine were moving baits, so I like that they run just a little tad soft. But if you like a real like crisp, extra fast rod, I'm not sure if there's one. Oh, we can look here. I'm not sure if there's one in that lineup. But again, being fair, I haven't bought one specifically for that. So, but yeah, I've got a spinning version, the like a medium for Ned rigs, all that 7 foot medium, and then a couple casting. Really, really like those. Who else? Rich Hellabass would be a good question to ask too, Dave. He's big with the Dobbins rods. He could probably help you too if you have specific questions on like the different Dobbins line of stuff. Did I pass it? Oh, here we go. Yeah, I've got one of the cranking version, which obviously it's soft, but I really like that one than just a regular. Is it a 7.3, 7.4 maybe? Medium heavy fast, I think, or 7.1 medium heavy fast. Might be the 7.1, but it's a little bit soft. So I haven't used like the heavy ones, like a 7.1 or 7.4 flipping. I do have the Champion XP if you want to step up just a little bit for flipping. I think that is a $220 rod, but it does feel really good for Texas rig jigs. So I know it's a little bit more expensive, but mine is the split grip. Do they not have those anymore?
Oh, I don't know. You're the one scrolling, dude.
Champion
Jeez.
XP. Mine's a split. Oh, here we go. Oh, that's interesting. They have full grip and split grip, I guess, depending on what you like. Anyway, yeah, I've got a medium heavy, yeah, extra fast. That would be why. There you go. That's the Texas rig jig rod for rocks and stuff. I like a faster rod that isn't as spongy coming over rocks. So yeah, great jig rod there. Texas rig rod.
8:30. Patrick asked a question about jerk baits.
Whoops. At what time?
8 to 8:30. Yeah, 8:30. Should really wear glasses. I can't see for
About
anything.
jerk baits.
Just top 3 jerk baits was the question.
Oh, here we go.
Yep.
Top 3 jerk baits. I'm looking to start throwing them. Are we talking suspending, Patrick? Righto, I'll go ahead and take the shots right now. People are gonna run all over me. I think there's decent options instead of spending $25 on a Megabass Vision 110. So that's not in my top 3. I know everybody's gonna hate on me. Yeah, they're amazing jerk baits, but for $25 for me losing, so I don't know.
Well,
maybe I just need to try them more. I finally got a handful of them. I probably just need to put more time in with them.
Honestly, I mean,
thing.
I lose a lot of lures. I've just hands down, I just lose a lot. I have no idea why. I do. I'm just not good at fishing sometimes.
I know why you lose jigs, because you're fishing it where the pigs are in the rocks.
True. I don't lose a lot of jerk baits. That's like one of the lures I lose the least amount.
As soon as you tie a $25 one on, you're going to lose it.
I know. I have a few, and I'm just scared to tie them on. Actually, I did tie one on last season, and I used it 3 times, and then I put it away because I was scared of losing it.
See, that's the other thing. I don't want to be scared of using a lure because it's too expensive.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm trying to think my top 3. The Berkeley Stunna, if you want a slow sink. I actually like that one because if I'm not getting quite deep enough, I can just let that one sink. Now, if you want one that's going to 100% stop, dead halt, sit there, that's where that Megabass Vision 110, it's weighted, it's perfect. It sits there dead. What am I doing here?
I have no idea. Going to jerk baits?
They don't have a jerk bait category. Hard baits. So yeah, the Berkeley Stunna, the 6 Sense Provoke. It's a little bit larger size, but I've had a lot of really good luck on those. Those used to be cheaper. I just looked at those the other day, and I think they're like what, $14 now. I want to say when they came out, they were $9. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like those used to be. Wait, did I pass? Are they at the top numbers?
Numbers
so
probably
the Berkeley Stunna.
Oh, it goes by the maker. What are you looking for?
Yeah, 6 cents.
Oh,
I want to see how much they were now. The hell. Well, here, as I'm going through these, probably my favorite newest one. They tend to run a little bit shallow, though. I think it says they go to 5 feet. Yeah, 5 to 6. Mine have been getting out of like 4 foot. But I think I was using 12-pound line. So if you put on that 10 or 8-pound line, get down to that. But as far as good hardware, good action, they dead halt right there. Favorite jerkbait of the year is the Maverick. But again, $15. We're creeping up toward that Megabass price. And I think that's what the 6 cents ones are. But yeah, for sure my favorite of the year. And I think they are coming out with the deeper one too, right? I swear they said they were going to come out with a deeper version of the Mavericks. I don't think I purchased any yet because they weren't in stock yet. Oh, I'm in the 0 to 6 feet is why. I'm pretty sure they have a deep diving version of those too if you want something diving a little deeper. Where's the 6 cents? I want to know the price of these. This is another one. Now, they've changed these. There's so many different Lucky Craft versions. I had a number of the old Lucky Craft pointers that I got on sale. They're expensive. I mean, they're $18. Everything's gone up, so it kind of hurts me to say, like, you might as well just buy the Vision 110. But I've got a bunch of old pointers that I really like. This, as far as like a Clearwater color, still to this day is my favorite for around here in the Midwest, is the Ghost Minnow. Now they've got a whole bunch of spinoffs of that color, but this color right here for the Midwest in clean, clear water is absolutely killer.
Many crickets.
Oh, it was this one. No, that's not it. Was it the lightning pointer? Maybe it was those that I got on sale. Those are still only $9. That's a good deal. I'm fine with that. Whoops. Because I think they have the ghost ghost minnow in this one now, right? Yeah, see, they've got all these different color of like this ghost minnow, MS ghost minnow, but just the regular OG ghost minnow is the. Yeah, see, maybe this isn't it. I don't. Oh, yeah, it is. The regular ghost minnow of those. I've had really good luck on those that I got super cheap. I think like $4 back in the day. Okay, so where is 6 cents? Am I just stupid? Did I pass it? Is chat laughing at me right now?
No.
The I'm a Flitz. I don't hear anybody ever talk about these. I will warn you that they have small hooks. So there's two sizes. There's the little size, like the 90 size. This is the 100, 3 to 5 foot. Then they have a little bit bigger one that has the bigger hooks. But yeah, size 6 hooks. So if you're throwing this on a bigger, rod, your regular medium heavy jerkbait rod, you're probably going to bend out hooks. So definitely more of your finesse jerkbait, but I really like those.
I'm a
Where the
fan
hell
of
is 6 cents?
I don't know. The X-Wrap. I like the Rapala X-Wrap in silver color. Love it. I've caught ridiculous amounts of fish on that.
So there's the new silent ones that they came out with. Right there, the 106X. Okay, so depending on the color, they have different prices. So yeah, I swear these all used to be $9.99. These have gone up a little bit to $13, but also a really good jerkbait. Had a lot of good luck on that one. A little bit larger size, 106. So so those are my picks. What else we got for questions? We need to do a giveaway quick here too. Are you looking at questions out there? You see anything fun and interesting?
I'm getting back to there. Man, it was just blown away that it's funny how you were talking about different prices and things like that. I remember back in my day, getting when I first started buying fake lures, buying the bandits, and I think bandits were a
Artificial?
couple, like what, $3 a piece, the bandit 200, 100 series. And now I don't even know how much anything is because I haven't bought lures in forever, but it's crazy. It's like just looking at prices on stuff, everything's at least what, $10 now
Yeah, it's
per
crazy.
year.
Hashtag lure. So if you're looking to get, it'll be a box of $50 ish worth of lures. I'll throw in sometimes more. Just depends on what I get that I've got around me. Throw in stuff, and whoever wins, if you let me know when you email me, because just to let you know up front, must be present to win. Must be in the U.S. Not going to pay $80 to ship it to Canada or outside the U.S. If you're a Canadian winner, we'll figure out something different. And you'll need to email me a screenshot of your YouTube so I know it's you. And when you email me, if you have a specific type of fishing you do, or there's types of lures that you like, I always try to cater to you and hook you up with some of those if I have them.
Kind of along the jerkbait topic that we're just covering. Do you venture too much into like the Bass Pro branded jerkbaits?
No, I really have not. I had a few Bass Pro hard baits and they sucked. They just weren't
Really?
consistent. Yeah, I've kind of steered away from the Bass Pro hard bait stuff.
I
Plastics I
used
like. They've
to
got some cool plastics, but
Sure. I had a bunch from back in the day, the hard baits. There was a ghost color that they had that I really, really liked. But I also did notice they were kind of fragile. A lot of my jerk baits would end up with like smaller cracks in them where they wouldn't suspend anymore. They would just sink because they're obviously broken. And I haven't used any in forever, but
Junior, yes, I have used new jerkbait rods this year. Thunderhawk was nice enough. Mike, when I went up there and visited them, he was nice enough to give me a new jerkbait rod. So he gave me one of his Tyco rods, and those things are absolutely awesome. Freaking light. Yeah, really happy with those. The Shimano Corrado, I've had two of those. One I lost in the Great Kayak Disaster of 24. That was the 6.8 version, or vice versa. And I've got the 610 version that I ended up getting actually from American Legacy. a used one on sale, but it was like brand new. So either one of those, the Corrado 6.8 or 6.10, really like those. Speaking of bang for the buck, actually rods, those Corrado rods too are one that I could go pretty much all in with the ones that I've used. I've got a heavy set. Oh, I already took it out. I've got a heavy one that I've used for like spinner baits, chatter baits, threw an A-rig on it. I have a smaller swim bait on it for tomorrow. It's one of those that just feels really good. It's got a really good like parabolic bend to it, but it's not like flimsy. I feel like you don't. Yeah, I feel like heavy rods, most heavy rods are like a broomstick, right? But this one, it's got just enough give in it. Yeah, so I like those rods too. But those are the two I'm trying to think the main ones. Corrado, the Tyco rod. What was I using before that? Something else, I feel like. I don't remember. Let's see. Blind Eye says there's still a bunch of Lose sponsored social media guys and pros plus college anglers. Oh, yeah, I feel like you don't see it as much.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're obviously doing something right if they can still sponsor all those people and still be in the green. So,
right.
Debo, get that guy wrapped in a Daiwa logo, hashtag sponsored. I would love to work for Daiwa, be some sort of gear nerd with them. God, I could nerd out and talk gear all day for them.
I could just see you doing that, and then you getting like posting videos and stuff with you doing it, and then getting a cease and desist from them being like, "Get that off of your kayak and stop."
Hey guys, Debo with Daiwa here again. So now that I work at Daiwa, end up suing me. This guy has never worked for Daiwa. We don't know this.
We have no affiliation with him whatsoever.
Brian, yeah, I do agree there, Brian. Daiwa for the break, Shimano for the smoothness. Yeah, Shimano's hard to beat for smoothness. The new ones that they come out with the what do they call it? It's not the micro module. That's Shimano. Whatever the new ones are with like the new Tatula SV 100 and the 150, those are super smooth. It's basically like the trickle down stuff from the Zillion.
Michael Bradley asked at 846 question, what's your opinion on the Intenza rods you've used?
I like them a lot.
I did as well. They were nice. I mean, it's been a while since I've used it because of just I haven't used it in forever, but it felt like a good rod. Sensitivity was good. Had the necessary backbone needed. I was using it for a jig rod, so
yeah. So see, there's perfect example. Like Blind Eye said, he doesn't like the soft Dobbins rods. Yeah, so it's totally I mean, it's not one size fits all. I like the softer rods for some things. Dustin in the house. Dustin, I hope you're well, man. Haven't talked to you in a minute. But yeah, it's definitely a personal preference thing. And I don't like all my rods super soft, just some of the moving baits and that type of stuff. Ooh, good question here, Wet Dog Smell. People mix this up all the time. And speaking about sponsor pros and stuff, that's why I was just like shaking my head at some. Can you hear him up there? He's got his squeaky chicken. Can you hear him up there squeaking it?
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, he's got his squeaky chicken running around up there. Yeah, so speaking of like the pros and stuff, and part of this is shame on the angler, shame on the company, because a lot of these people have never seen the gear and stuff until they get to iCast. But there's so many pros that were like talking stuff this year that I was just like shaking my head of like they have zero clue of what they're even talking about. But so when we're talking power action, so when we're talking softness, the bend, the parabolic bend, we're talking action. So the action is talking about how far down into that blank the action of it bends. The power is how much power does it take to actually not inflict. What would be the word? To actually get that rod to flex and move. That's the power of it. So yeah, when I'm talking about more of a softer action to it, it's the action of that rod, how fast. So the faster it is, the faster it gets to the backbone is the way you can remember it. So extra fast means it just barely bends and it's extra fast getting into that backbone. If it's a slow or moderate action, it means it's real slow, moderate before it starts to hit that backbone. It's gonna have more bend. So
I'm probably gonna get a bunch of crap for this, but one of the things that I thought was cool about I don't have any, so I wouldn't be able to tell you specifically, but along that same line, Debo, the Guggen green rods were multicolored. And I guess the green part was showing you the bend on the rod. So it was, down as far as the rod goes down, where the bend would actually happen in the rod, it would be green. And then when it would turn
Oh,
to
I think,
black, it would stop.
yeah, that's pretty cool. I think you did tell
Yeah.
me that.
I thought that was,
Yeah, that's
it
kind
was
of
one of
cool.
those. Yeah, I mean, it fits into their color scheme or whatever like that, but it also has a purpose. So I thought that was, like those interesting things companies come up
All
with.
right. Let's draw a winner here. We're at 110 entered. Beef. Yeah, good bringing that up. The Shimano World Minnow. I had a couple people ask me about those because that's the one with like the flash technology in it. Those do kind of pique my interest. But he also said the Berkeley Stunna. So, okay, so let's do a grab here. I'm going to give people, if you're just getting in, hashtag lure to be entered. I'll give you just a couple seconds here. The rogues, yeah, I was never a rogue guy. Funny enough, I never threw the rogues. I've just recently got some of those. Yeah, the custom painted lure net ones. Yeah. Well, that was actually early this year with Mike. I was throwing one and caught some decent fish on it. But yeah, I never threw the rogues back in the day. There was a huge following of those old rogues that people absolutely went nuts for. Let's see. Yeah, multiple people saying the Rapalas and the rip stops. I never really used those either. I think Dizzle, you like those, the rip stops,
Yeah, I had a
those
few that I
other
used. Yep.
Rapala ones.
Mhm.
Lucky Craft. Yeah, they've just got 18 million different. That pisses me off whenever I go to look for those. I
Mhm.
have to go look. I don't remember even which one that was. So that I liked. Okay. Anyway, let's draw a winner here. Must be present to win. Must send me an email with your YouTube so I know it's you. And then
Oh,
you just tell
oh,
me what kind of lures
oh,
you like.
oh.
Silaki. Have you won before? I feel like I remember that name.
Silaki, are you here?
He's like, yes, I live in France. Oh,
Are
how
you
much does it cost
present?
to ship to France? Oh, Douglas says,
Silaki
yeah, the
is
IMA
here.
flit has been fire. Okay.
8:52. I am
852.
here.
Okay, so
Yep.
Salaki, you will need to email me, debosfishing@gmail.com, a screenshot of your YouTube so I know it's you, and what kind of lures you're looking for, or if you care.
It's a good looking whiteboard you got there. Take out the earbuds? Probably.
Bag O Lures is what I put there for you. Okay, what other questions we got? We'll go for another, I don't know, 15 minutes here, hang out, talk fishing. I could talk all night, but got to get some sleep. I'm going to try the big swim bait thing tomorrow. I'm committing to it.
Out of
Going to
the
catch a
yak?
stringer, going to catch a stringer or crappie, and then swing for the fences and catch the elusive Iowa 8-pounder.
The Iowa double digit.
That ain't happening unless I'm fishing some old boy's farm pond.
Right?
Let's see. I'm going to go back up here to comments. I was
Has it
looking
been
at
raining pretty much all day down there?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Rob, I have thrown the bellows gills a little bit. I caught a big catfish on it once.
Yeah.
I caught a couple bass on it.
Oh, they
But
smell
I haven't thrown them a
disgusting.
ton.
Ugh. Smell
Hashtag
gross.
spider. Bassless. I am not a fan of the spiders. Lose hyperdrive. Yeah, I liked the hyperdrives. I have not tried because they came out with. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. Yes, hyperdrive is the name of the Daiwa stuff, the gearing mesh. Yes. I'm an idiot. So yes, thanks. Just fishing. Hyperdrive is the name of that for Daiwa. What was the lose ones that? Because somebody
Hyper
asked me if I got the
Max?
new ones.
Is it
The
Hyper?
what?
Was it Hyper Max?
Hypermax. Maybe that's what they were. I like those, but I think they came out with new ones. I haven't used any of the new lose stuff. I want to get the new SLX to try, and something else. But what is it? Oh, the custom, the black custom one. That's another one I feel like got no love. People didn't care about it. I don't know if they just never really marketed that one. Lose, $170. You could find it on sale. Good sales for like 140. That was just a do it all reel. That nothing special, no frills, fit perfect in my hand. One that I could throw all the time.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
that bellows gillfish came out of that one fish that you're like, "Hey, let's go fishing here. It's super froggy and super awesome, and let's also hike 18 miles around the perimeter of this lake when it's 180 degrees outside."
and we went in that one part where it was like all covered, and we walked through there, and there was no air, and I felt like I was breathing
Oh yeah,
hot air and was gonna pass out. Yeah, that was
and then that
a
old
rough
man
day.
kept, like, lapping us around the
Yeah,
fricking
that
lake. He was just out
there
there
was
for a
some old
walk,
guy that
and
kept staring at Dizzle and was like asking me, like when Dizzle would walk through, he'd be like, "Hey, is that guy over there single?" I'd be like, "Sir, I don't know. You have to go talk to him." He's like, "Sure do got a pretty arm." Dizzle, yeah, it was strange,
oh
but
my.
this or that, B's and G's for life or no B's and G's ever, but you always catch 5 pounders when you use the lunker hunt spider. What in the hell kind of diabolical twisted question? What goes on in your mind, Malone? Why would you think of something like that? This is like one of those unsolved mystery questions where you're or deals where you're like, who would
If
do
you have
something
any
like this?
information on B's and G's, please contact Debo at.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm going B's and G's for life.
Yeah,
Even
because
catching 5 pounders, I'd have to throw that stupid spider, and I'm not doing
see,
it.
the way that I take that, I'm also going with the B's and G's for life because I'm never gonna have to worry about being in the position of never having B's and G's because I'm gonna go out and fish with my lunker hut spider. So
Yeah, not happening. All B's and G's and go catch dinks. I'm already doing that, so nothing would change. Michael, yeah, I completely agree, dude. Zero industry standard on power and action. One company could call their heavy, pick it up and be like, "Yeah, this is a broomstick." Another company call their heavy, call it a heavy, and you feel it's like, man, this feels like a medium heavy or a medium even. Yeah, so it makes it really tough for the consumer when you can't. It's like apples to oranges when you're trying to buy some of these.
mm.
That's where I agree with Dizzle. Sometimes you just got to get those in hand and actually feel it.
Yeah, that was interesting earlier when you asked when it
Yeah,
came to the huh?
Dizzle, I'm going to interrupt you there. Keep that
Jesus.
thought. When we were going back to questions, when Dizzle asked me that if I would go to one brand, we already know Dizzle would be all in on one brand. He even was going to wrap his truck in Guggen stuff back in the day. When they first came out, he's like, "Dude, I just really like the black and green coloring. It like, I think it'd look really cool on my truck. I'm thinking about wrapping it, match my glasses. Yeah, it'd be really
Hmm.
cool."
Anyway,
Anyway, so go ahead. Sorry.
oh, going back to the, industry standard, I thought it was interesting when you, asked the follow-up question because you never do that. You never need more information before answering a question like other people. When it came to jerkbaits
There's a
on if
difference
it's
between needing a little
suspending
bit
or
more
not suspending.
information and playing 50 questions to answer the one
Oh my
question.
god. Did you hear what I said?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry.
Exactly. Um, when you ask the question, suspending or slow sinking,
Hmm.
you ask that before you're able to answer depending on who does it better when you were giving your top 3 jerkbaits.
No,
Industry standard, it's go
well,
ahead.
I was just asking that because I guess my mind always goes to a suspending jerkbait because that's what I throw 90% of the time.
Yeah,
But
but I mean, you've used jerkbaits where it's supposed to be, a slow sinking and you just don't like the way that it sinks or it
mm,
doesn't
or
really
it's
sink
supposed to
that
be suspending and
slow.
it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm. It's
Okay,
crazy if there
that's fair.
was it would be a little bit better for an industry standard, but at the same time, I kinda like the idea of everybody's lure or product is just a little bit different from the next guy.
Agreed. Yep. And Dustin brings up a good point too. It also depends when you're looking at how soft a rod is or what it's going to feel like. You also have to take into account what type of line you're using.
Mhm.
Absolutely. You throw mono on a stiffer rod, you've got give away, you've got leeway there with the mono, having some give and stretch to it. Whereas if you throw a super stiff rod with braid, man, there's no give in that whole system. So stiff rod, tight braid, yeah, so that's a great point too. That's why I used to do those videos called hook rod line relationship because all three of those work together. If you have a,
Mhm.
a stiff rod with braid and you throw a little tiny hook, good chance you're going to bend it out. You throw that exact same thing with uh a little bit softer rod with mono and that light hook, completely fine, right? So you have to kind of take the hook line and the rod all together as a system, I guess. Daniel, have I ever fished for salmon? No, I have not. Have not done any of the salmon fishing. Cody, only 8-pounders here in Iowa are catfish. Yeah. Or
Carp.
pike.
Come on.
Or
Carp.
carp. Oh God, yeah, or carp. Oh my, yes. Or wipers if you can get on some big wiper bites. I've not caught the big ones, but man, those look fun as hell to catch. Okay, let's see. Let's do 2 more questions. Each of us grab one. Yeah, hypermag was. I think that's what you said, Dizzle. Each of us grab one more question, then we're gonna bounce. Here's one, Rob. Debo, you're gonna try the new orange lose reel. That was the one I was thinking about, Rob, that everybody was asking me. I forget what they call it. Is it the new lose? I don't even know. I'm not even gonna guess. But yeah, I would like to try that one. I've heard a lot of stuff about it. The brakes look eerily similar to Daiwa, kind of the new cone with the inductor deal, except their magnets are on the outside. It's not the deal going in. So yeah, I would like to try it.
All right. 856 Bears fan. Fishing's been tough here in Chicago. Weather's been up and down. Any advice?
What's your advice?
That's really hard to say, except, obviously I don't know what kind of waters he's fishing and things like that. However, I would stick with, kind of what your fall pattern basics are. And hopefully you have, let's just say, I would probably take 4 rods ish, something jig rod, probably a jerk bait rod that can maybe double as a like a lipless crankbait, something like that. I would also go with an underspin, and I don't know what a 4th one would be, but the harder thing about it is with the weather being up and down so much, it's previous day that you need to kind of look at to see how much they're affected for the next day. God.
Yeah,
It's
I can't.
difficult to say.
Yeah, weather is tough. I would say don't be afraid to slow down now, especially with water temps dropping. I would say if you have a choice between mornings or evenings, err toward going out in the evenings. I typically have better luck, even though I usually fish mornings because that's when I'm free. Once stuff starts to warm up in the evening, I feel like that bite gets better. A lot of guys
100%.
around here will go for walleye, like, when it's just, hitting dark, that hour of power beforehand. Kind of the same thing I find for bass. And anything that's going to keep heat. So if you've got those rocky banks, if you've got wood in certain spots, a dock, anything that's going to hold that heat from the sun through the day, I kind of try to cherry pick those spots. But yeah, I don't really know what you're
it's kind of hard to say where you're, looking at least for us, summertime fishing, you want to get out early, look for those shady areas, hangovers, the overhangs and things like that. And now moving into fall, it's like, oh God, we need it to warm up a little bit. We want, less of those overhangs. We want something
right.
that is going to attract all that heat. Yeah, I would agree 100% with the later in the afternoon. You don't always have to be up super, super early when waters get colder.
There you have it. There we go. We finally agreed on one. Get out in the evening. Don't get up early. It's better to sleep in anyway. All right. Listen, fishing friends, love y'all. Thanks for watching. We'll be back again next weekend. We've got a guest,
Alrighty.
small bait maker, doing some stuff. You've seen some of his stuff on my channel before, but we'll bring him on and look at some of his things. I love him. But anyway, thanks for watching. Love y'all. And until next time.